Hey, good evening, kiddos. We're here with your Bible study. You got Steve.
What's up?
And you got me. Hey, Steve.
What's up?
We were going to have arts and crafts tonight.
Awesome!
It didn't work out so well.
Oh.
I know.
Wah, wah.
No arts and crafts, all right? Sorry about that, kids. But hey,
Maybe next week.
maybe next week. We'll try again next week, all right? But the Bible story tonight is lead kids to make choices. Wow, we all got to make choices in life, don't we?
So, let me ask you some questions about choices.
Okay.
What do you like best? Chocolate or vanilla?
Probably chocolate. I'm going to go chocolate.
All right. Winter, spring, summer, or fall?
Spring. I'm going to go spring.
All right. You know, we're getting close to fall. I can feel it
I
outside
know,
already.
It feels great. We got a hurricane coming through, though.
Yeah. So, which do you like best? Apples, oranges, or bananas?
Chocolate ice cream.
Chocolate ice cream.
Yeah, mhm.
That's not an option, but we will add
Oh. Apples, oranges, and bananas, they're healthy.
So you can do the banana with the chocolate in the spring.
There you go.
I feel like I'm playing
Yeah.
a board game or something.
Yeah.
Do you like, would you rather stay in, would you rather stay in a hotel or go camping?
Probably camping. Yeah, camping would be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So today, the Bible story, you had to make a choice. Elijah asked them to choose whom they would follow. So that's why I asked you those questions. The story comes out of the Bible, 1 Kings chapter 18. I'm going to start reading that. You start studying the question. Oh, you got to do the
Hang on, unit
unit verse.
You got to stop him. Raise your hands and stop him.
I'm getting older.
I know, look back there. He's older. It's a birthday for him. But you know what we do. We got to do our unit verse. Where does it come from? Deuteronomy 30:20. It's love the Lord your God, obey Him, and remain faithful to Him. That's Deuteronomy 30:20. In the weekly, it comes from 1 Kings 8:60. You know what? It ain't the same tonight like it was last week.
No. 1 Kings what?
8:60. Well, I didn't think there was.
That's a lot.
Nah, that's a lot of verses.
May all the peoples of the earth know that the Lord is God. There is no other.
All right. 1 Kings 8:60. That's the weekly. We say it today. Unit verse is the same. It's been going on out. So, all right. He's going to read the story. We finally got that spot. He's going to read the story, and I'm going to study a little bit.
Yeah, the answers to the questions are back here.
Okay, all right. I get that.
King Ahab wanted to harm the prophet Elijah. God sent Elijah to live far away. After a long time, God told Elijah, "Go and speak to Ahab." When Ahab met Elijah, Ahab said, "Is that you, the one destroying Israel?" Elijah challenged Ahab, "I have not destroyed Israel. You and your family are the destroyers because you have followed false gods. Now gather the people and meet me at Mount Carmel. Call the 400 prophets of Baal and the 400 prophets of Asherah who served Queen Jezebel." King Ahab gathered all the Israelites and all the prophets of the false gods to Mount Carmel. Elijah asked the people, "How long until you decide? If God is the true God, follow him. If Baal is the God, follow him." The people did not answer Elijah. Elijah said, "I am the only prophet of the Lord, but Baal's prophets are many. Bring 2 bulls to sacrifice. Prepare one of them. Place it on the wood, but do not light the fire. I will do the same with the other bull. Then call on the name of your God, and I will call on the name of the Lord. The one who answers and sends fire, he is God." The prophets of Baal prayed first. "Baal, answer us." They shouted from morning until noon, but there was no answer. All afternoon they prayed, but cried out to Baal. Still there was no sound. No one answered, no one paid attention. Then Elijah told the people to gather near him. He took 12 stones and built an altar. Then he made a trench around the altar to hold water. He arranged the wood, prepared the bowl, and placed it on the wood. Elijah said, "Fill 4 water pots with water and pour it on the bowl and the wood." Elijah told the helpers to pour water on the altar 2 more times. The water ran all around the altar and filled the trench. In the early evening, Elijah came to the altar and prayed, "Lord, today let it be known that you are God, and I am your servant. Answer me so that the people will know that you, the Lord, are God." God did. Fire burned the offering of the wood, the stones, and the water. People fell face down and cried, "The Lord, He is God. The Lord, He is God." And that's based off of 1 Kings chapter 18.
Alexander and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day chronicles. A day every adult and child can relate to. You ever had a bad day? You ever not want to get out of bed? It's just a bad, bad day. Well, today's Bible story is one of these days for the prophets of Baal. Elijah knew and worshipped one true God. He worshipped the Lord God. But King Ahab, wickedness, he had fake God prophets, over 450 of them. And they worshipped Baal. Elijah leveled the 450 prophets to just one. So he picked out of King Ahab's 450 prophets, fake gods. He said, "I'm picking this one." He said, "I'm putting your one against my one." And he built this they built altars. They said, "Bring your best bull, bring your best meat." They put it on these altars. They built fire up under it and all that. And Elijah said, "We're going to pray to our God." He said, "Whichever God makes this burn, we know is true." Now, it also says in here that they prayed day in, day after, night, and all that for Baal. Guess what? There was no fire.
The number you've dialed is no longer in service. Please hang up and try your call again.
That is. It was like dialing long distance with CenturyLink. You ain't getting there. So, they prayed and prayed, "Please, please light this fire on. Burn our bull." It didn't happen. But Elijah, he just didn't want to pray and say, "Hey, light my fire, light the fire up for me." No, he wanted to prove. So what did he tell him? He said, "Go get 4 jugs of water and pour these jugs of water on the bull, on the wood, on the rocks." So that's 4. And he said, "Do it 2 more times." That's 8. That's 12. 12 jugs of water. Have you ever tried to light a wood that was wet?
Yes.
Yes.
Did it light? No.
It didn't work out for you. So it poured so much water that it ran out in the trench and all that. And Elijah prayed. He said, "Dear Lord, show them the true one God. Show them that you're there. Make them believe." And the fire was lit. And it says they all fell face down and cried out, "The Lord is God. The Lord is God." Wow, that's kind of like similar to the burning bush. Just a bush burning in the woods. God lit that on fire. So, all right, you know what time it is? It's question time. Yay! Whom did God tell Elijah to go and find?
Google.
Google. He had to use Google Maps to get there too. So, no, he had to go find King Ahab. He had to go find the wicked one. I think that's off Wizard Eyes, ain't it? The Wicked Witch of the West?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. He had to go find King Ahab. What did Elijah say has caused trouble in Israel? What was the problem going on in Israel?
The fires. No.
No, that's in Oregon right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
The flooding.
No, that was back around Noah and Moses and all that. No, he said King Ahab was causing. Him and his family, because what? They were worshiping 450 gods. false prophets they were worshiping.
Little G's.
Little G's, not the big G, the little
Little
G. Yes. What did Elijah ask the people to decide? You remember at the very first lesson we told you there was choices to be made? Elijah asked people to make a choice. What was that choice?
There was two of them.
Chick-fil-A sandwich or Popeye sandwich?
The decisions.
Decisions. It's hard. It's hard. They had to choose which God to follow. Was it the big G God or the little G God, Baal? They had to make that decision. What was Elijah's plan to prove he was the true God?
I choose the big G.
I choose the big G too. What was Elijah's plan to prove he was the true God? Now, Elijah wasn't God, but the big G was God. Elijah had to prove to the people that he was God. How was he going to do it?
He was going to use some bulls.
Some bulls, not the Chicago Bulls, but bulls.
Not the the Durham Bulls.
No, not the Durham Bulls.
When God answered the fire, when the fire was lit, that would be the answer of who the true God was.
That's right. Place the bulls on altars, pray to your God, and whoever lights the fire is the true God. What did Elijah do that made the contest more difficult?
Turn the power off.
I don't know if they had power back then or not. He may have blew a candle. That power went
Lights out!
Lights out. Time to go to bed. Good night, John boy. But no, Elijah said, pour water over my bull. Pour how many jugs? He had 4, but he did it 2 more times, which I would probably count, take my boots off, is 12. 4, 8, 12, that's right.
That's
I
right.
believe so, yes.
Very good.
Yeah, me.
Give you a cupcake after one.
All right. So he said, pour it over the bull, pour it over the wood, pour it over the rocks. And it was so much that it went out in the trenches. How did the contest end?
Please deposit 25 cents to continue.
Continue with this. No, it's not 25 cents. He prayed. You know, they first prayed to Baal. Day in, day out, nighttime, morning time, evening time. It never lit, and the fire never burned. But Elijah said, dear Lord, this is your time. I want to prove to them. I want to show them that you're real. Boy, he did. He lit the fire off, and everybody fell down and started praising him, saying, Lord, he is God. The Lord, he is God. Well, all right, that was it, and y'all did really wonderful.
That was good. You did very good on answering your questions on what you like best.
I did, didn't I? So remember, Elijah gave the people decisions. You're going to have decisions in your life. Some of the decisions are going to be very, very hard. That's why you always got to keep God as number one and all that. So until next week, I say bye.
Bye.